By the way, breaking down a little bit about burner phones in that sense, because I see comments coming up from people who are in a mindset that sometimes we get in. But just to remind you, burner phones, the cheap prepaid devices bought with cash, no ID and used once and tossed type of thing, are classic tactic in drug cases and or cover-ups. Daniel's history makes it very likely they used them for sensitive stuff, but here's the reality in 2026. Burners are not invisible. Every phone has a unique IMEI device ID and SIM card that registers with cell towers. Carriers keep cell detail records, the CDRs. Who called, texted whom, when, and from which tower, which gives the precise location data. All right? Think about, there's the receiver of all of the information that you're trying to hide from as well, and that's going to show up. The RCMP can subpoena those records on a burner number the moment they identify it, from a seized main phone, a witness tip, a known contact's phone, patterns in the main device data. There's pattern recognition with this burner. Is it always pinging towers near Gairloch Road or always contacting the same numbers as the same main phones like Janie, Jordan, Durwood, Kent dealers? Or used during the exact critical windows of April 30th, May 1st into 2nd, 2025, or around the weapons raid. Forensics links it back to Daniel Malaya fast. Not to mention all of the purchase and activation traces, the store, the CCTV, credit card used to top up, IP address when the burner was activated on Wi-Fi, or when apps are installed, all recoverable. If the burner is ever seized, during the weapons raid follow-up, a traffic stop or search warrant, the same full forensic process applies. Logical plus FFS plus physical extraction. Deleted data on the burner is just as recoverable. The virtual burners or app-based numbers like Text Plus or Google Voice, etc., even easier to trace via IP logs. The account creation data, cloud backups tied to the main Google Apple ID. The bottom line is burners in this investigation, they might have bought Daniel and Malaya some short-term breathing room in the past, especially for rug-related or coordinating with Jordan and Durwood. People like Kent, but once the RCMP has the main phones and 3 years of carrier records, banking data, and known contacts, the burners become additional evidence rather than protection. The moment a burner number appears in the main phone's data, even deleted, it gets subpoenaed and fully forensically imaged as well. This is why the warrants are so powerful. The RCMP aren't guessing anymore. They're building an objective, time-stamped, geolocated, money-tracked digital timeline that no amount of "we are asleep" or "the kids just wandered off" can survive. The public facade is already crumbling. The personal communications are being exposed. And the private deleted burner phone reality, it's now officially under the microscope. Well, friends, that should help your negative thoughts in my comment section. Now, remember, old wise ass, before he got raided, sounded like this. Can you imagine him sitting around with all of his weapons? Maybe he's touching his katanas right now. Maybe they motivate him to, think violent thoughts.
Fucking did with your dumb fucking videos. And if you're fucking, I don't give a fuck anyway. This is going right to my lawyer, right to the lead investigator. I know who fucking you are. I know who my fucking Scott Chrisnap is, Callie Gibson, Ninchi, all these fucking assholes, buddy.
I have nothing to do.
I'm going to fucking literally, there's going to be a cease and desist, and you guys are going to get fucked over this too. Because I'm telling you the God honest truth.
Well,
I don't know. Neither does my father, but yet I got more on like you, literally making videos about my fucking place where I live.
Was Daniel at your house on Thursday? Was Daniel at your house on Thursday, May 1st? That's the question. Yes or no?
That's the most hilarious thing.
Yes or no?
Hilarious thing. You have no idea, but yet you go and post a fucking video.
Yes or no?
But fucking change the narrative.
Yes
You
or
have
no?
no idea what was going on.
Yes
it
or no?
It couldn't have been fucking me visiting someone else. Maybe my dad fucking gave me a truck and I switched fucking vehicles with him because he's a good fucking man. I worked at a lumber mill, and I say worked because I don't fucking work there no more because of you fucking people. Isn't that lovely?
Well, you're avoiding the question. Was Daniel...
Because of you people, he can't work at Lavoie Lumber anymore. He can't work at the Yumberlar because of you fucking people on social media. You see what he did there? What a tool. What a tool you're saying, Sandra. He's an interesting character. He also, by the way, has a script just like Janie that you don't recognize when you first meet him. You recognize it far after when you hear it repeated in situations which should demand some, context or some conversation, an open-ended question, but they just get answered with the same, parroted statement that he's given everybody else before. But remember, we talked about how he says it in different tones, like angry or happy. He says the same words in different ways, in a happy way, in an angry way. I guess you can do that, but it's I guess forced is where I'm going with anything disingenuous.
Like my family right now is getting a little bit torn apart by this.
Okay. I believe I believe you. I believe it.
Call me a scammer. The other people, like I got people showing up at the house. I'm damn good friends with Daniel. I knew him for a long time.
Okay.
I said from the very get-go that he had nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Why would anybody do that? Especially someone as good as Daniel, in my mind.
I mean,
I don't personally know Daniel, so I'm trying to learn myself a little more about Daniel.
Well, everyone needs to learn because everyone keeps saying crazy shit. There's people up here taking pictures of my house, taking pictures of me. I'm getting fucking goddamn messages and whatnot.
Hey, look, I'm going to ask you one thing. Okay, you can say every cuss word that you want to say. I have no problem with.
Okay, I'll stop cursing then.
No, you can curse, but just don't use the GD word. Okay?
They're very religious.
That's the only
Very
thing. You can say fuck, damn, shit.
Yes, I got you there now. No GD words.
No GD words. And you can go ahead and take the floor and say whatever you like.
My father's trying as much as he can. He's getting a ton of heat right now.
Yeah.
My family's getting heat. People are anonymously sending me messages. They're fucking, they're coming to my house, taking pictures, drones over the top of it. I just talked to the RCMP today. People are saying my family is incest. They're saying,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's getting quite.
Dude, these are the things that make you smile a little bit. The things that bother them. People are starting to say my family's, incest, or we're all related, or I'm sleeping with my mother. Who's saying this? Who's saying that? The only person saying it is Jordan, dude. That's what makes me laugh. And he brings it up. At least he brings up something he knows that's going to, get a laugh or distract away from whatever point people are expecting. Fucking dude.
Pathetic, if you ask me. One man figured out a lot more than a lot of other fucking people could.
Yeah.
So he's up on Dolly's claiming that Durwood figured all of this out. Well, isn't that interesting? Because, man, oh man, we're going to get that whole story digitally, forensically. And they announced it publicly. It's all over the news, boys. Holy shit. What a tale that is going to tell. All of the background communication that went on to motivate Jordan to get on Dolly's show is going to be exposed and be its own little story in of itself. Isn't that fantastic? We are going to have a lot of information come our way from this situation, considering who's involved. And we know all of the players. But we still don't have the conclusive answer. Don't get obsessed about it. The fact that you're on the right track It's a constant dopamine fix with these people because they're so fucking guilty. Every time they look even more suspect in this situation. You have a need to be up there clarifying things, manipulating things. What the hell do you care what a bunch of people think? You're innocent of everything. You don't have the need to be in that situation to begin with. But you're so bothered. You can't hear me, Snarky Pants? Hit one if you can hear me, guys. We did have a disruption a little earlier, but everything seems to be running fine.
Yet, so I know what he ain't about the reward.
That shows right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, he started talking before the reward was even out there.
Right?
Yeah. Now, who he's getting the information from, I just believe these people. Daniel told some inconsistent statements that much as he's your friend or how much
you wasn't told inconsistent statements.
But why? That's what we're trying to get to, is why would they tell inconsistent statements, Jordan?
Oh, well, look at that. Isn't it interesting how Jordan acknowledged the fact that they've told some inconsistent or had some inconsistent statements? Wasn't that interesting? That's a problem, see? When you're reporting at the same time that your kids walked off and disappeared on their own volition. There's a link, there's a connection. You guys don't want to talk about it at any one point. Never have. You know what, Emery? They're guilty as fuck. Unfortunately. Of course, that's my opinion. Many other people's opinion. But we're eager and got great news today. A little reminder from the RCMP that they're hard at work, and yeah, they're headed in the right direction. Doing this the long way, doing this the hard way. I can't wait to hear all of the juicy little details. All of the little communiques in the background. Wouldn't you love to work in that office? Oh, that'd be such fun. That I would put in voluntary overtime. You would have to pull me out of the fucking office and kick me out of the building just to keep me from doing my job, if that was my job. And I got to look through Janie's and Durwood's and Jordan's mobile devices, and I was in the investigation. I was working for the RCMP. Boy, if I knew that shit was, if I could have been there, man, I wish I knew that way back in high school. I would have chosen a different direction. But it's going to be just as fun up here trying to figure out exactly what it is. Everything we talk about here is fact-based. The facts in this case is that everybody involved, unfortunately, in poor Jack and Lily's lives are liars, and they're covering up what it is that led to the end of Jack and Lily, that led them to choosing to go with this nonsense story, like the kids walked out on their own and disappeared. Every step of the way they wanted to portray that the moves were meant to make them as individuals look innocent and not associated to the fate of Jack and Lily or the cover up afterwards, the post disappearance. And when you look back now, it's such a tell. That's going to work against them. There's not a damn thing that anybody on YouTube that befriends any one of the individuals responsible for the tragic fate of Jack and Lily is going to do that's going to be positive for them in this situation. It's already disrespecting Jack and Lily. The RCMP must be in a pinch, you're saying? To get info, they called you 3 times and I missed the call. Called them back and gave them my advice. Oh, well, congratulations, Anne-Marie. You must be a psychic like Zach Jackson, I'm assuming. Are you remote viewing?
You got missing kids, and there's people are not telling 100% the truth. It's people. You got to understand when things like that happen, people are going to question it. They're going to question it heavily, and it's only growing on the internet as these things come out.
It's just the tip. This is what it is. It's only been a week and a half.
Mm-hmm. That's what
I had to. What statements is what I want to know. That's the funny thing, though. Now that everyone has their own opinion, just like you said, and everyone's.
Shut the fuck up for a sec, Jordan. You know what's going to be interesting is all of the affidavit paperwork associated with the warrants that the judges gave them the nod. Really, they just said, you've got the nod to, you got the carte blanche to go deep on this mofo. Put the pieces together, whatever you need, go ahead. Oh my God, that's fucking awesome. Nothing is stopping the RCMP. Man, I still wonder what Durwood and Jordan, I wonder what's going on in the background, what it's really about, and how Kent's linked to it. Man, I can't wait till they're allowed to release all of the body cam footage associated with these little moves, these little arrests. Interviews with Janie. Like, what's another picture perfect moment that's happened? That Janie, when she was tripping out on the cop the first day of the search, want to know the fights at the end of the driveway and the conversations afterwards. Oh, fuck. That's going to be money in the bank. Could you imagine? These are what we have to look forward to amongst so much more that we haven't been privy to yet. There's so much that we are yet to learn. We're going to be here every step of the way, day in and day out. There's not a goddamn thing that anybody's going to be able to do about that. That, my friends, is a powerful thing. It's a motivating factor. We don't talk about anybody in vicious manner. We just talk about the suspects and the people involved in this situation and the reality, the words that come out of their mouth, their behavior. There's nothing to do about judging or opinionating over, but we could talk forever about it because it's all relevant to whatever happened to Jack and Lily. What needs to happen, if you really don't like it, Danny, is you need to go down to the RCMP and offer up a full confession. Chris Watts style. Before anybody else beats you to the punch with the information over your own story. There's 1 year post-disappearance of fuckery that you continue to pull off on to this day. And by the way, it only matters what the RCMP think of it, none of us. So why does it matter? You're still so bothered over all of the rumors. It's just affecting you so much. What a baby. What a whiny little bitch. Boy, oh boy.
It keeps putting their tips in.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of things that are happening right now, even violence right now. It's kind of crazy to me if you really think about it.
I hope there ain't no violence because nobody really knows. There's people suspect things, right? But to act on it.
Why can't people just, I can't even really wrap my head around. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. I want people to know that my dad's trying to do everything. He ain't a fucking drunk.
We've heard.
Yeah, he is. Of course he's a drunk. Look at his booze nose. Listen, you know what's been one of my favorite things all along in this case, unexpectedly, is the offhanded, negative, almost fearful reaction to YouTubers. You can see it right away. You know when someone's scared of you. You know when they're scared. You're scared to fight, boy. You're scared to go one-on-one, and has nothing to do with talking to a person. They have a need to be out here saying something a certain way because they don't like the truth. They don't like the reality of the scenario that they've concocted. They're trying to get away with something, and it's an excellent position to always be in, whether you're LARPing like Daniel and Malaya or you're trying to maintain Jack and Lily centric, truth centric scenarios like we do here.
Heard that.
He's a good man.
He's a douche.
I thought he was. I think he's telling us what he's hearing, and that's truthful. He's hearing these
from
things
both sides of the family. Like I've met.
You have Earl fucking going after Tint, raging about you fucking YouTubers. You remember that? Oh, you fucking YouTubers are hating them on him. They're all crying about what people on YouTube are saying about them. Can you imagine? That's like admitting to the world that all of these people out there are rattling around in your head and you're so affected about it in place of what you should really be concerned about. As though you're trying a little too hard to play victim when the kids you're supposed to be concerned about and eager to get back. Oh, I've only told you everything I know. I've told you everything, officers. I told you everything I know. Yeah, I don't think you did. I think you might have left most of the information that would be required to fill those blanks in empty, blank. Tried to tell everybody that there's nothing worth remembering. That's the wrong goddamn thing to say in this situation, Danny. You really let your mama down with that answer. And you did it right on the CBC. Wonder how many more little gems they have in their back pocket up there. Hours of this shit. Talking to you freaks. Wow. The beginning of the end was that 1-year anniversary announcement. Man, what a great job to be an analyst up there right now. Putting those pieces together. Fuck, we're going to have to call in takeout tonight. We're staying at the office. We're putting in a little bit of overtime tonight. They probably only allow a certain amount. They might have to kick you out of there. You're only allowed to do 8. Talk about taking your work home with you. I'd be taking it home, just sitting there. I'd be figuring things out in my own time. That's got to be a lot of fun. What are all the sites that you would subpoena their servers for and match them up to times? That's your first goal, kids out there listening over the radio, trying to connect the dots at home. With their Dick Tracy decoding rings.
Was Daniel at your house on Thursday, May 1st?
No, he fucking wasn't. It was Thursday last fucking week. Because he's my fucking friend. I picked him up because he's got nobody that even gives a fuck. You stupid fuckers don't know what you're talking about. You think for 1 second that Daniel or fucking the 3 child killers is apparently fucking not be in jail right now, you dumb fucker? And I'm sorry about the fucking goddamn anger right now, but you fucking have to literally put yourself in not only my shoes, Daniel's, and maybe even my fucking father's.
Do you think he's holding any of his katanas right now? Do you wonder if he's wearing his bulletproof vest? He's probably got his red do-rag on backwards or his red bandana on backwards like Tupac. And he's sitting there with his bulletproof vest on the phone screaming into it. The swear jar's overflowing, no doubt. He's raging up in there. I wonder which one of his katana he's looking at. Probably got his mace. He's probably got like a bat belt like Batman. A little set of tights he puts on with that. Oh yeah, this is his office, boy. Office in the man cave, in the bus. Got my drums over there. Still can't play the fucking things. You've literally got to put yourself in my shows. Could you imagine? You're trying a little too hard. The only one that cares is you, J-Rock. J to the ROC. Jordan's fucked. He's going down for this. The judge is just going to be pissed off reading each one of those counts out loud every time in the case. You've already put him in the bad mood. That's how many there are.
Okay,
like,
Jordan.
I don't get it.
Jordan,
and, you get all fucking pissed off and change the narrative with what I say to you, and you're recording me right now. I know you are, and I'm on live with you, aren't I?
Jordan, what happened to Jack and Lily? What do you think happened?
It's none of my business.
Do you believe?
I can't put input on it because I don't know, you fucking assholes. That's what I've been saying for 5 fucking months, man.
Do you agree?
Can you believe that I've been late nights around the cottage table on summers on Lake Huron, engaged in arguments just like this over Scrabble, words in Scrabble, late night drunken rants, and I'm glad that I'm past that phase. It's very triggering, strong language, ladies.
Fucking months I've been fucking hearing about this shit, man.
Do you agree?
You want to hear what I think about it?
Yeah.
You know what I think happened to Jack and Lily?
Yes.
I don't know, Mike. You tell me, because you know about just as much as I fucking do about it, buddy.
Is your father correct? What do you agree with what your father says, that they have been taken to a reservation?
I don't have to agree with nothing because I don't know. Why would I agree with something that I don't know?
Well,
it's my father, but I'm going to fucking protect him, and I'll stand up for my dad any day of the fucking week.
Okay.
All of a sudden, this asshole wants to be philosophical. All of a sudden, I'm standing on philosophy. He's a real Socrates. No, that's just avoiding to answer any of Mike's questions because you know you can't handle Mike knowing the truth and calling you out, Jordan. You're raging at Mike, and he knows it. He knows you're raging for a reason, and it hits a little bit too close to home. That's why you're speaking out. If it really, listen, it doesn't affect a person that much. Unfortunately, you're the one who chose to insert yourself in these situations. Now you're challenging other people's rights as if you're in a position to know over the other person, you little gaslighter. You're not. You're just fucking with their reality and betting on the fact that they don't know their rights compared to the rights that you want to force upon them and what you want to restrict and claim to restrict. Oh, you don't have any right to be talking about Darren Geddes that way. Of course we do. That Booznos does the talking for him.
Isn't that what a son does for a father? Isn't that what a father does for a fucking son, man?
Right. But
Yeah. So, hey, Jordan, did you take